everyone. Hello. My name is Prince Philip of Serbia, and this is President Miguel Albuquerque of Madeira.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Sorry, technical difficulties. No, anyways, so, firstly, congratulations on the recent election win.
Thank you very much. It's been a very hard job to win elections.
What term is this now?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years, yes.
And before...
It's my third term now.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
And I hear under your tenure, you've done a lot of great things for Madeira. Notably, some technological advancements like the improvement of internet speeds and other things. Could you elaborate more on your achievements?
Yeah, we are changing our economy because during many years, the base of the economy of Madeira is tourism. We have a long tradition to receive the people there. Actually, Madeira is one of the first touristic destinations in the world. It started in the 18th century to receive people because of the climate, because we have a subtropical climate, and during the winter, the people from Europe, especially the aristocracy in the old times, used to spend the holidays, winter holidays in Madeira. But now, since some years that we are changing our economy for technology companies, high tech, and artificial intelligence.
And of course, Bitcoin.
And Bitcoin, of course. Everything that is connected with Bitcoin, welcome to Madeira.
Fantastic. So yes, I've been hearing great news about the quality of life improving under your tenure.
Yeah.
And one thing that was told to me was about this hospital, and you're focused on healthcare tech.
Yes, we have a lot of young people, foreign young people living there, especially after the COVID, because during the COVID, Madeira has been a oasis for many people, young people that went there and to work remote. We have about 7,000 people working there. And after, most of the people continue to work there because they have a good climate, good food, a good system, health system, public one and private. Good connections. We have 43 companies working in the airport with 91 connections for Europe and 1 connection for New York, direct. And the quality of life is something that attracts a lot the people.
I've heard that you've attracted a lot of Venezuelans there, and you're working to improve their remittance. And Venezuelans in Madeira.
Yes.
And thanks to Bitcoin, you're helping to improve their remittance.
We have a lot, because it's a lot of companies now that are in Madeira, because we have a fiscal system. We have international business center that you pay corporation tax only 5%.
Fantastic.
And that is something very useful because you can have your company there, you pay only 5% of corporate taxes, and you can work for all over the world. And the main point of this international business center is something that exists in ultra-peripheric regions of Europe. It's a system that have reduced taxes to fix people and to fix these companies that are very important for the future. So what's happened now, it's that we have, I think that now we have more than 470 high-tech companies. And the volume of the business now, it's more than 600 million a year. That's
fantastic.
Good. Yeah.
So I want to lead on to what probably a lot of people want to hear about here, and that's the Free Madeira non-profit organization that was started by some very keen local Bitcoiners. And I mean, its areas of focus are like law, education, energy, government, commerce, services, businesses, individuals, diaspora, and events. And I've heard there's been a lot of good work happening there. There are some great partnerships happening there. And some recent good news as well, maybe a small announcement here that I thought I was going to get you to commit on stage, but actually last night you showed me the picture of what will be the new Bitcoin Business Hub.
Yeah. The association has been created to develop all the connections with the development on technology, Bitcoin, and all the connections and the partnerships that you can have. And it starts with some people, some guys from Madeira, very clever guys and hard workers guys, and is open to everyone that wants to collaborate. The main point now is that the association is created. The name is Free Madeira, and now we have a area that they're going to a very nice building in a fantastic place with surf and is very special and beautiful place. And the building belongs to the government, and we're going to rent to the association to develop the activities.
So fantastic. Round of applause for the Bitcoin Business Hub in Madeira, soon to be open.
Thank you.
I mean, we in Serbia recently we opened up a Belgrade Bitcoin hub at the start of this year, and that's proving to be very effective.
Yeah.
It's a co-working space, but it's also a space to get together like-minded people who work locally, but also people not only from the region, for international, can come work there, share ideas about technology, and also a place for education, for events, and for presentations. And it's so far very beginning stages, but it's proven to be very successful. So I believe the project in Madeira is going to be as successful, if not even more, given Madeira's and yours vision for adopting Bitcoin in some way or form.
Yeah, because they use the current exchange, for example, to buy and to sell buildings and so on and flats. They use already Bitcoin. That is not a problem there. The idea is that we can develop with this association some areas from the mineralization, for example, and connect with energy, connect with the climate changing, the transition for more sustainable ways to create electricity, to the circular economy. That means that you can use some resources that now is going to waste, that you can use to produce energy. So we have a kind of very big area that you can develop new areas of working, connecting with this association and connect with activities of formation, create new links with some other areas that are very important for the future.
You mentioned education, and I was speaking last night, and I heard that Madeira has a little bit more sovereignty, also autonomy over how they educate their children. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on that?
We adopt, in a way, some of the areas that they have in basic school and secondary school. For example, some is come from Singapore. What we do is for the first school, all the children have a kit of science and robotic. And in the secondary schools, we have all the schools have robotic, programmation of robotic, connection robotic with sensors, 3D, modulation 3D, and mathematics, complementary of mathematics. That means that in the secondary school, from the 5 to 10 years, you don't have books anymore. It's only digital tablets.
And going on to tablets, I was informed that, have you heard of Mi Primer Bitcoin?
Yeah.
The educational secretary has actually added Mi Primer Bitcoin app to the students' tablets, which is great news.
They don't, and the idea is that we give the education for the future. The world is changing so quickly. The way that the people is going to work, they're going to study, they're going to connect each other, it's changing in an exponential way. So if you don't prepare the education and the formation that you give to the young people for this new world, you don't understand the world, you're going to be behind the other ones. So the idea is to prepare the people for the future, because the worst thing that you can have in politics is to avoid the future, to have afraid of the changings. We have to think that if you have the capacity to think and to look to the reality, if you can understand what's happening in the world and what is changing in the world, you are able to take good decisions. And today, one of the problems of the politics is to take decisions in instantaneous for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the moment in the internet. And you have to take decisions. Sometimes it's difficult because the people don't understand in the middle and long term. And to take these decisions to the middle and long term, we need to look to the reality.
And I mean, that leads me on to asking about the partnership with Free Madeira and Looking Glass, which is Looking Glass is an organization helping people to acquire better financial literacy, to understand not just what Bitcoin is about, but how our finance works. Because this is an area that we found over, not just specific to Madeira, Portugal, Europe, or it's specific to the whole world, that they don't teach us these things, financial jargon from a young age. They don't teach us how to balance accounts books. They keep us dumb enough to not excel in life. So really congratulations on understanding the need for embracing new technologies and having financial literacy as a big part of education.
That is very important. That's because if you approach these new questions with the mental reserve, it's very difficult to understand the subject. And you need to understand the subject and after to speak about it.
Another topic is energy. And you touched a little bit. And this comes after KPMG, one of the big four, wrote a report about the environmental aspects of Bitcoin. And to sum it up, basically, it says that Bitcoin is the best form of ESG.
Yeah.
And I think people will start to align to Bitcoin to meet these 2050 targets, 2030 targets. And this is something that's not fully understood. And I believe your goal is to make Madeira the first island to be completely self-sustainable in terms of energy and other things.
I have to say that Madeira is one of the places in the world that have more reserves. 65% of the land is reserved, and 89% of the sea, because we have a big sea, because we are archipelago with several islands, is 89% of reserve of the sea. Nowadays, we have the big reserve of Atlantic, 2,677 square kilometers. That is not taken. It's one of the areas near the islands that we have that is reserved since 72, and it's called Selvagens. And that area is two islands that have a pristine sea. And that area today is one of the centers that we want to stimulate as a living lab for the experimental and to investigation about the acid, the changing climate changing, the regeneration of the sea, and that is very important. But the idea, what we are doing, we are investing since some years in renovate energy, that hydric, solar energy, and eolic. And I think in 1 year and a half, we're going to produce 50% of the electricity in the island with the renewable energy. What we have is that some of that energy that we produce, we spoil that energy because we accumulate too much energy and we don't spend during the night, for example. And we need to use some new ways that you can use that energy. One of the ways that we're doing is to have the communities that they use, for example, an hotel have solar energy, and that you have a community with two shops and a gas station, and they can share that energy. And that is some experience that we have. Other ones is to use energy for other activities that sometimes we need it. And one of the ways is, for example, the mineration of Bitcoin. You can use that energy.
Correct. You can use Bitcoin mining when there's excess energy. You can actually mine it to Bitcoin, store energy that way. So really, congratulations for embracing that technology. I wanted to, the first time I met you actually was in Miami.
It was, yes.
Last year, May 2022. At a basketball game at the FTX Arena.
Yes.
At the former FTX Arena,
yes.
Which was a great to meet you back then. But just going back to the to what FTX is compared to what Bitcoin is. I want to touch on the subject of safety concerns of education of people to understand that Bitcoin is not the other cryptos, and Bitcoin does not promote your FTXs, your Circles, your Ethereums, and the other scams out there. So I'm happy that you're embracing Bitcoin and that you understand that is an investment for technology in the future.
Thank you very much.
Also, I've been reading up about you, and apparently you are a keen gardener. And I know here we are in Holland, in one of the capitals of gardening, of horticulture, of flowers, and apparently you have won awards for growing roses.
Yeah, I have a big collection of roses, special antique roses. And during many years I have been part of association and collectors of roses. And I have a big garden in Madeira with roses.
That's beautiful. But I was going to draw the parallels between gardening and, let's say, Bitcoin mining and proof of work. Like the foundational concepts of labor, reward, and sustainability. In proof of work, miners use computational power to validate transactions. This effort is much like the labor in a garden. It's essential to maintain the system.
Yes, that's a good question, and that's the way that it works.
And both realms, both gardening and Bitcoin mining, are rewarded in effort. Obviously, Bitcoin miners are compensated with freshly minted Bitcoin, whereas with gardening, you're rewarded with blossomed fruits or even a piece of a well-tended green space. And this is something that you can relate to.
Yes, that's something that's a good parallel that you can make, but. The idea is that you have to be aware all the time about roses, and with Bitcoin is the same. You have to be aware the evolution and to maintain the credibility of the coin.
Exactly, the potential threats.
It's difficult because you have to inform the people about it. The people, and some people don't want to understand what it is because they never understand if the job that they have depending on not
understanding. Yes,
that's the big difficulty that you have.
That is a major problem in society today, and hopefully people are waking up to that. Now, really, I think it was beautiful that you, as a gardener, can make the relationship as Bitcoin as a proof of work and mining, and here we are in Amsterdam, where it's the capital of horticulture, whereas I know that Madeira has beautiful gardens, beautiful landscape, it's green, and you talked about the pristine waters there. It's somewhere I look forward to going to in the future.
Yes, we have a tradition because we have a subtropical climate, and we are one of the centers in the world that have more phytodiversity. We have all kinds of plants for all over the world. We have nearly 100 plants that is endemic that only exist in Madeira. And I think that when we're going to have the event 1, 2, or 3 of March next year, I think that you need time to visit our landscape, to visit our walks, the sea, and you're going to enjoy very much because the climate is good in Mars, and I think that is going to be a good event.
It's going to be fantastic. I look forward to it. And with the little time that we have left, I mean, I'll maybe conclude on and reflect on the beauty of Bitcoin as an open, decentralized, and secure protocol akin to the internet. And I was reading the Free Madeira website. They made a great analogy of what Bitcoin is as what the internet was with TCP. And it wasn't until 1989 when Tim Berners-Lee discovered HTTP,
Yes.
which then gave birth to the World Wide Web. And if back in 1989 you would say that in 20 years' time the whole world would be run by your Amazons, Googles, Facebooks, and Twitters and stuff like that, you would be crazy. But we are at the cusp of that right now with Bitcoin. So I think that your movements in moving technology forward in Madeira, aligning it with Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and with other projects that you do for energy sustainability. And
We have a big company of IA in Madeira, one of the most important companies, with people from Madeira and people from foreigners. That works very good there. But what I think that is important to say to you is that the exponential growing of the technology is something that almost of the people don't understand, because the exponential growing is very difficult for the human brain to understand. But I'm going to say to you, when I start to work, I have been mayor of the city of Funchal, and I started in 94. 94, I work at the court because I am a lawyer at the time. And in 94, we have the beep. We didn't have the mobile phone, the pager, the beep, 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 and you're going to phone. And when I start in the mayor, sometimes I have to go to abroad, for example, for South America or to visit Venezuela. At the time, I asked to the phone company, I say, if I need to phone, I have a fire or accident, what I'm going to do? And they said, they give me a box like that with a phone that you connect direct to the satellite to phone to Portugal or to phone to Madeira. And the time, this is not 50 years ago, 100 years ago. This is 94, 96,
right.
2000, and the changings.
The deflation of technology really is
amazing.
Incredible.
And one of the things that we have to say, it's the best friend of the environment is the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And this is something that the people that is connected with the technology never use this survey. We have to say, because the best thing that happened with the technology is two things. First is this materialization. Also, use less for to produce more. If you you look at a house, what is a house of a family? 25 years ago, all the things that you use there, that you have to produce, to spend the wood, to spend the minerals, plastics, phone, camera, TV camera, photographs, records, newspapers, books, phone book, all that material that you have around the house disappear. That means that you save resources from the natures, because the technology, that means that is Desmaterialization.
The deflation of technology, and you have it all in something like this.
And the second one, that is very good for the environment and for quality of the life of the people and to save resource for the world, is density. Mm-hmm. You can have more energy with the small, and that's happened in the ships, for example. Imagine to phone in the 90s, to phone to someone, the links that you need, all the plastic and the metal that you have to connection. Today, everything is materialization. And one of the things that is very good with technology is the desmaterialization and the density. Mm-hmm. And that is fantastic for the environment. That is very good to save resources, natural resources from the earth. And that is something that when you speak about eco and you speak about the sustainability of the planet, we never use. And that is, you have to argue that the best thing that's happened to the environment in the world is the technology and the development of the technology.
I think we can end on that beautiful note. So thank you very much, President Albuquerque of Madeira. Thank you very much, Bitcoin Amsterdam.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.